Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and I'm here with another horror update. DVDs, Blu-rays, and I've even got a couple of horror soundtracks to show you guys. Before we get into the update though, I'm wanting to make a quick announcement that this will be my last video for at least 2 weeks. I'm on holidays at the moment from work and I have family visiting, so obviously my time will be taken up with that. I'll probably have some downtime here and there to watch your videos and comment sometimes, but if it's not as much as I normally do, that is why. Anyway, with that being said, let's get on with the update. Okay, so the 2 horror soundtracks were both eBay purchases, which I was pretty happy about because I found them for a really good price, and normally horror soundtracks are pretty expensive. But I have Dawn of the Dead and Zombie, the original motion picture soundtracks. These are 2 classic movies and both have really good soundtracks, so was really happy to pick these up on CD. Next up we have Blood Beach, which was a pretty cheap purchase on eBay. eBay's treating me really well recently. This is a title that I've been wanting to pick up for a while now, so glad to finally own this one. Next up we have Hell Night. This is the old out-of-print Anchor Bay DVD, and this one's a bit of a DVD upgrade for me. I have the UK disc, which the transfer isn't great and the artwork is horrendous. So I'm happy to pick up the Anchor Bay DVD. I know Scream Factory have released this movie on Blu-ray. Not too worried about that. I don't really collect Scream Factory anymore, so I'm just happy to finally get the Anchor Bay DVD of Hell Night. Next up we have Squirm, and this is the old MGM DVD, which like Hell Night is long out of print. I've been wanting this movie for years, and this has had a few Blu-ray releases. I'm still kicking myself that I didn't pick up the Arrow Blu-ray when that was still in print, but hopefully I can find that at some point, but for now the DVD will do. I've been wanting to watch this movie for years, so glad to finally own it, and I cannot wait to check this one out. Next up we have Ash vs Evil Dead Season 2, and I'm pretty behind with this series, to be honest. I haven't even started Season 2 yet. Really enjoyed Season 1, so I cannot wait to get stuck into this. Bit of sad news, Season 3 is apparently the last time we will see the Ash character played by Bruce Campbell, which is kind of sad because he has been around since the 80s. Very iconic and pretty awesome horror character. But he's had a great career as Ash, and at least he is going to be ending things on a high. So yeah, I'm sure everyone out there has seen Ash vs Evil Dead. If not, really fun series, highly recommend it. Next up we have Superstition, and I've got 80s film fan or Steve to thank for owning this movie right now. It's been, most of the editions are long out of print, and it's been on my wish list for years, and it's a pretty hard one to find even on eBay. I don't think I've ever come across it, at least not for a decent price. But yeah, Steve picked up an extra copy for himself. We did a bit of a trade and he sent me through this disc, so I did check it out. It's been one that I've been wanting to see for years, and a lot of you have been showing this one in some of your videos recently, so I was super keen to check it out. The movie's good. I wouldn't say it's one of my absolute favourites. It's pretty slow in parts, but the setting, the creepy atmosphere and the kills definitely make up for the slow pace of the storyline. I was not expecting the kills to be as brutal as they were. There's some pretty gory and brutal kills in this. My 2 favourites were definitely the window kill and the saw blade kill. But yeah, overall this was a good movie and I would definitely recommend it. I really like the fact that it's a pretty different and unique take on an 80s slasher film. So yeah, that's Superstition. So Steve, thanks a lot for the trade. And also, if you're not subscribed to 80s Film Fan, I will be leaving his channel link in the description box below. He's a great horror YouTuber from the UK with an absolutely amazing horror collection, so definitely check him out if you haven't already. Okay, and lastly onto the Blu-rays now. So first up we have Annabelle Creation. I've been wanting this for a while. I was just waiting for a good price on it, and I actually got these 4 Blu-rays as part of a bundle deal at Sanity, so these were just over $10 each, which is pretty good. So yeah, we have Annabelle Creation. I wasn't a big fan of the first Annabelle film. It was just alright, and I think most people tend to agree on that. But I am a big fan of the Conjuring series in general, and I've heard this movie is a lot better than the first Annabelle film, so really looking forward to checking it out. Next up we have The Girl with All the Gifts, and this is one that I'm pretty curious to check out. I haven't really heard too many people talk about this one. It does sound really good, and I'm on a pretty big zombie kick at the moment, and just from the synopsis and storyline, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty unique and different take on a zombie film, which is always a good thing. So really looking forward to checking this one out. If any of you have seen this one, I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts on it, so let me know in the comment section, please. Next up we have Leatherface. So obviously this is the latest installment into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, and it's a pretty different take compared to a lot of the other movies within the series. Not really surprising though, because for me this is the most inconsistent horror franchise around. But yeah, I was definitely curious to check this one out. I'd heard pretty much all negative things about it before going into it, but I'm a pretty big fan of Leatherface and a handful of the movies, so definitely wanted to check this one out. And I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought this was a really, really good installment. So obviously it's a prequel, so it's basically follows Leatherface as a child and then as a teenager, which I really, really liked. I really enjoyed his character and how the sort of story revolved around him and a group of teenage patients escaping a institutionalized hospital. I thought that was really cool. It kind of doesn't really feel like a traditional Texas Chainsaw Massacre film up until the end though, and I will say it was a little bit too polished for my liking, especially for the time period that this movie was supposedly set in. It just was too overly polished, which is kind of a running theme with the newer Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. I think they're too over polished for the kind of movie and story that this franchise is about, but it is what it is. Other than that, I thought it was really, really good. I thought the acting and the characters were good, and it had some really, really good gore sequences. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. So that's Leatherface. And last for the update, we have Day of the Dead Bloodline. So this is a loose reimagining of the George A. Romero classic, which I'm sure a lot of you know is my favourite zombie film of all time. So I was pretty skeptical going into this one, especially considering, like Leatherface, I'd heard a lot of negative things about it before checking it out. But also, like Leatherface, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought this was a really, really good take on the original film. Is it as good as the original? No way, not even close. I wasn't expecting it to be. But yeah, this was a hell of a lot better than I was expecting, and it is a lot better than the previous remake, Day of the Dead movie. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. I was really, really impressed. The characters and the acting were all really, really good. The setting was really good. It kind of had more of a scientific storyline than the original film, which I really, really enjoyed. But the thing that really impressed me the most was the zombies. The zombies looked absolutely amazing in this movie. So massive props to the makeup department and the special effects department. They did an awesome job, and the same with the gore effects. The gore scenes were phenomenal. They looked really, really good. And I've got to hand it to the zombie Max, who was essentially the bub character within this movie. I hated his character. What he did at the beginning of the movie was absolutely disgusting, but he played the character really, really well. He was really, really creepy and did a really good job. So yeah, overall, I do not get the hate towards this movie. I thought it was a really, really good modern zombie film, and I would definitely recommend it. Okay, so there you go, another horror update. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this will be my last video for at least a couple of weeks. And if you're not subscribed to 80s Film Fan, his link will be left in the description box below. Please check him out. Anyway guys, let me know what you think of the titles I have picked up. I hope you've enjoyed the update, and thank you for watching.